I wouldn't say that 2023 was the greatest year that gaming has ever had, but it was definitely one of its best, at least in terms of the actual software. There were so many great games that came out this year, but there were also a lot of games I got to play for the first time. Looking back, I'm surprised as to how many games I actually played. Mini Motorways is a peaceful little game where you build roads and highways and watch the traffic flow. There's just something so mesmerizing once you have a solid system going. All is calm. All is calm. I finally got to try out Ultimate Marvel 3 for the first time, and I tell you, this is one of the craziest fucking fighting games I have ever played. I'm gravitating towards Dr. Doom, Spider-Man, and Virgil for my team, but people keep kicking my ass. I played Street Fighter 6 for like a week. Fantastic game. I think I had more fun with the character creator than the actual fighting mechanics themselves, but I still had a lot of fun. Minecraft got another update. Wow. Played some more Fortnite this year, had some fun crossovers like with Invincible, Eminem, Attack on Titan, Star Wars, Futurama, fucking Family Guy. I got the John Cena skin. You can't see me now, fuckers. How the fuck did he see me? I finally got Rivals of Aether, and I've been having more fun with the workshop characters than with the ones from the actual game. God of War Ragnarok released its New Game Plus mode, and I fell in love with the game all over again. Also, they just randomly released free DLC, and it's a roguelike? The Grease? Santa Monica the Goats. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe finished its DLC, and now we have 96 fucking tracks in this game. Honestly, they could have just added PD and called it a day. I got to play some of my childhood games again, and it's been so long since I've played some of them, they may as well feel like new games to me. Roll Cage is a fast and frantic racer that I fucking suck at. Did you know they made a sequel? I suck donkey dick at this one. Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. Disney had a couple of these racing games around this time, and this was the one that I played. I played 2 tracks to get B-roll for this video, and fuck me has this game not aged well. You venture around tracks based around locations at Disney World, but damn! Sometimes these tracks feel longer than the wait lines for these rides. One track I played took me 6 minutes to complete, and Jesus, Jiminy! Put your teeth away! I got Final Fantasy VII Remake on my PS5 and played through that game again. God, this game is still so good. Tifa is the best, and I will not hear otherwise. Project 06 got the silver release, and it's fucking amazing. Sonic Superstars was fun for a bit, and then I ran into this stupid fucking rat that made me want to die. Sonic Frontiers got a lot of free DLC that was much appreciated, until I got to the Master King Challenge and it made me want to die. Sonic Origins got paid DLC, and the fact that the DLC wasn't on disc for the physical release made me want to die. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog was a very great April Fool's joke, and Sonic fucking died. I'm noticing a pattern here. But there were 10 games I played this year that really stuck out to me. I have no segue.
This isn't water. This is gas.
I love Smash Brothers. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. This is SpongeBob Smash Bros. All-Star Brawl 2 blows its predecessor out of the water, from visuals to game feel, content, and this one had the voices in from the start. All-Star Brawl 2 may play like Smash, but it feels so unique in its own right because of the new slime system. The single-player mode is fun, and it kept me engaged for the whole run. I'm an Ember main now. I think while the visuals are a vast improvement from the original game, some of the animations and visual effects for your character's super moves looks a bit lackluster. Like this. What was that? I found the soundtrack to be more catchy than the first game as well. This is a title I'll definitely find myself revisiting through 2024, especially because of the DLC. Your time is coming, crabs!
You know what they say, all toasters toast toast.
I've gotten a few more RPGs under my belt in recent years, and the latest to join that group is the remake for Super Mario RPG. I've heard about this game a lot all throughout the years I've been playing video games, but until recently, I never got the interest in playing it. I was always more of a Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario sort of guy. Now that I've played it, I can say it was a great time. It was fun traversing through a different interpretation of the Mushroom Kingdom that wasn't afraid to get wacky at points. And the Smithy gang was full of memorable characters and goons that I wouldn't mind seeing again. Booster, my beloved. The combat may be your simplistic RPG fighting a la the early Final Fantasy titles, but with timed hits and special moves along with some smaller mechanics sprinkled here and there, it leads to a fun combat system. I had fun using each of the characters in my party, but I do wish you could swap out Mario from the core 3. Like, I get it, he's the guy, but I'd also like to have the game be a bit more open with its team combinations. I don't know if this will be a game I revisit as often as games like Bowser's Inside Story or The Thousand Year Door, but I would very much like to give this another look within the next few years or so, especially because of how much fun I had this go around. This game, however, didn't get me on the Geno for Smash train, so 0 out of 10 is a piece of shit. once in a while, a game can become extremely popular out of nowhere. I mean, look at Among Us back in 2020. This year, Lethal Company had the pleasure of entertaining the masses. I was very off about playing this game because of the few clips that I saw, but then I actually played it with some friends and it turned out to be very fun. Okay, do I have to shift? Do I have to run?
Yeah, run and jump, run and jump, run and jump.
Let's head back.
Yeah, run and jump.
He died?
He died.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here, man.
What do you mean? No, I want to grab one more thing, honestly.
In this game, you're working for whatever this thing is, and you go from planet to find and sell scrap, which is located in these procedurally generated factories. You work together to get the scrap and survive, and if you don't make the quota, you're rejected Among Us style. But the voice chat takes a game that's so simple in concept and makes it magical. You could just play the game in Discord or Skype. Playing with the proximity voice chat is just incredible. This game has made me laugh harder than any other game I've played in the last few years, and I gotta say, that's commendable, because I am so easy to entertain. This is one game I'm looking forward to playing more of in 2024.
What was that? Stop it.
Oh, okay.
Something happened.
What happened?
I think he lost him. Come back, and then I'm just gonna look at the scanner and see if something happened, because I got the adrenaline rush effect.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. Did the nutcracker kill us?
That was a nutcracker?
I think that looked like a goddamn nutcracker that killed us.
What the hell?
It's the season.
Happy birthday, Samus!
This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I almost forgot it came out this year. We've been patiently waiting for Retro Studios to show us anything for Metroid Prime 4. But in the meantime, they gave us this little beauty earlier in 2023. Prime Remastered feels impossible as a Nintendo Switch game. How the game looks this good, running this smooth on a Nintendo Switch, is some sort of arcane fucking wizardry. Graphics aside, it's still Metroid Prime at the end of the day. And I fucking love this game so much. Prime has one of Metroid's best interconnected worlds. It's always keeping you on your toes, and there's something to discover at each and every turn. Backtracking can be a bit tedious, especially when you're hunting for the Chozo artifacts. But if you love Metroid, you owe it to yourself to play Metroid Prime Remastered. Where's my Prime 2, Nintendo? Aw yeah, now we're into the real shit. Kirby games fucking slap, and Nintendo re-released one of his best earlier this year. Kirby has a lot of platformers where you pick them up and play, and you're always going to have a good time, and Return to Dreamland is no exception. This game is so tightly designed, and the new abilities added like Mecha and Sand feel like natural inclusions. While on the surface it looks like just a visually updated version of Return to Dreamland, it brings in mini-games from across the series as well as some brand new ones. And it even features a brand new epilogue story with Magolor. This remaster has made me fall in love with the game all over again, and no matter whether Kirby's next outing is in 3D or 2D, I'll be there day one to pick it up.
Get over here! Come here!
Mortal Kombat 1 was by far my favorite fighting game this year. I was so disappointed with how MK11 turned out, and this game was a breath of fresh air. No longer do we have variations, we're an assist-based fighter now, boys. While MK11 was a grounded footsie fighting game, it really didn't have anything that made it stand out in comparison to others on the market. While MK1 is a grounded footsie fighting game that uses the cameo system to its benefit. Aside from one or two characters, I love everyone's playstyle in this game. The story is actually enjoyable this time around, although I do wish they went all in on the new era thing and not rely on story beats from the previous timeline. The DLC has been pretty good too. Omni-Man is a great fit for the series, and I absolutely love his combo strings. As much as I want to keep praising this game, there are some problems I have that need to be addressed. I wish there was an easier way to switch costumes on the character selection screen. Outside of online and invasions, there isn't that much single-player content to experience aside from the story mode and towers. The microtransactions are actually a problem. $10 for a single skin is atrocious. I'm looking at you too, Street Fighter 6. The fact that the game launched without basic and in some case necessary features is bizarre. Move tagging. But the game has slowly been getting improvements, and I'm hoping a lot of these issues will be fixed as we go along. MK1 has the potential to dethrone MKX as my favorite game in the series, but it still has a bit of a way to go.
Link! You must find me.
No.
There are 3 certainties in this life: death, taxes, and a good-ass Zelda game every couple of years. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite Zelda games, and Tears of the Kingdom is a great follow-up in every way. The story fucking sucks. Yeah, I said it. Thankfully, the game makes up for it with so much creativity shoved down its throat. Attaching shit to other shit, long live Big Stick, and my man motherfucking Leok, baby! The game may reuse the same map from Breath of the Wild, but it makes so many tiny changes that sometimes it feels like you're in a whole new place. There isn't much more I can say without repeating myself, so if you want to hear more about what I have to say, you can check out my review of the game by clicking the little thing up here.
Woshi! It's a double Yoshi explosion!
In the entire history of the Mario series, the games have never had to try. Nintendo could release the most 7 out of 10 Mario game ever, and it would still sell like hotcakes. But what happens when Nintendo actually puts effort into a project? You get games like Super Mario Bros. Wonder. As the first fully original 2D Mario game since 2012, Super Mario Bros. Wonder manages to somehow bring so much creativity to the world of Mario. The Wonder Flowers help with this a lot, adding or changing elements of levels to always keep the players on their toes, especially through the badge system. The game rewards its players' curiosity in spades, and it isn't afraid to get wacky and crazy. You can play the whole game as Luigi, so it's automatically peak. The only real problem I have with Wonder is its boss fights. The fact that it's only slightly different boss fights with Bowser Jr. is so disappointing. While I'm more of a 3D Mario guy rather than a 2D Mario guy, Mario Wonder is still the best Mario game in the last 7 years, and it takes its place with Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3 as one of the best games in the series. If you love 2D Mario games, or if you have younger siblings or kids, buy Super Mario Bros. Wonder. You won't regret it. The piranha plants sing, what more do you want? I don't Final Fantasy very often, if at all, but when I do, it's peak. Final Fantasy XVI is peak. The story is an emotional one, a tale of two brothers of clashing values, of redemption. I loved a lot of the characters in this game. Clive has become one of my favorite protagonists ever. I love Jill, but I do wish she had a bit more to do in the story. Sid is the sexiest motherfucker in the whole franchise, and I will not hear otherwise. Okay, he's second place. The narrative does fall apart near the end, and I don't think the main villain's motivations were convincing enough. But it's not an instance where the gameplay has to make up for it. Speaking of hot damn does this game feel good! While the traditional RPG mechanics take a bit of a backseat this time, the action feels so natural for the series for me. Switching through various icons during combat led to some satisfying combos. I always felt engaged during combat, especially during the battles against other icons like Titan, Garuda, and especially Bahamut. Oh my god, Bahamut was the highlight of the game for me. I ended up rocking the Phoenix style throughout the whole game, and I settled on Bahamut and Odin as my other two. With how many styles and abilities available, it leads to replayability thanks to experimenting, although the length of the game overall has somewhat prevented me from going back to it to do another playthrough. Although I will be going back to it once the last batch of DLC comes out. If you haven't played this game yet, please give it a shot. It's essentially a mix of Game of Thrones and Attack on Titan, with Devil May Cry-like gameplay. Despite all that, it still feels just as much like a Final Fantasy game as all the others.
Fuck you, Spider-Man, and the boat you rode on! Oh, goddamn.
I gotta be honest, guys. My game of the year for 2023 was Spider-Man 2, baby! That's what I'm talking about! As the game that made me buy a PS5, I wasn't disappointed. I liked the story despite its shortcomings, and while this iteration of the Black Suit arc isn't anything special, I still had a good time during the ride. The swinging has improved even more since Miles Morales, and with the ability to turn the swinging assist down or even off, it's a great addition. The web wings are also fun to use, especially gliding through the wind tunnels and catching air off of rooftop vents. Playing as both Peter and Miles feels great, especially since while they have the same punches, kicks, and gadgets, their abilities like Miles' Venom Electricity or Peter's arms and symbiote tendrils lead to the characters feeling different enough. While there are some suits that I was shocked to see omitted from this entry, the new suits are great to use. I also love how some suits have different color variations. Like this red and black alt for the new advanced suit means everything to me. The set pieces in this game are fantastic, starting the game off fighting Sandman running around New York and he's throwing you across the city at blazing speeds like what the fuck? I love chasing Graven's goons throughout the water while trying to avoid the lizard, and damn man, chasing Lizard through New York City was amazing. The boss fights are leagues better than what we had in the first game, and they actually provided more challenge than I expected. While I enjoyed the side quest content in this game more compared to the first two games, I also don't think there are enough activities to do given the size of the world. Regardless, this game was an amazing journey, and I can't wait to see what Insomniac Games has in store for Wolverine, and for future Spider-Man games. Now where's my new game plus? Now normally this is where we'd close the video out, but I wanted to take some time to talk about games I'm excited to play in 2024. First up is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This game already looks like it's going to be huge. I loved Part 1 so much, and to see how much they're actually going to be covering this time around makes me really excited. They confirmed Stellar Blade is coming out in 2024, which is about damn time. This was one of the 3 games that convinced me to buy a PS5. This looks so much like a Platinum Games title, and it's got style. Eve herself has a Bayonetta-ass suit, and I like it a lot. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero looks sick as hell. The only Dragon Ball game I've ever played is Fighters, but this looks cool enough to where I'm genuinely wanting to try it out. All you needed to do was show me Broly. So thanks guys, this might be a day one. Paper Mario TTYD Remake, baby! That's what I like to see! Thousand Year Door is my favorite game. Like ever. This was something I never thought would happen, but I'm so happy it's happening. The game looks gorgeous, and it looks like they're being as faithful as possible with the character designs. And seeing the modern paper aesthetic applied to this world did throw me off a bit at first, but I'm really glad they went with this approach. And to top it all off, we're getting a reorchestrated soundtrack? Is there any way I can make this a day 0 purchase? No? Okay, I'll settle for day 1. I never did get to play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, so I'm excited to see how much I'll end up liking this one. The Princess Peach Showtime game looks fun, but I think I'm probably going to wait to see how the gameplay is in action, rather than with just trailer footage. GTA 6 got a trailer last year, and I know this game isn't coming out until 2025, but I'm still really excited. I put a lot of time into Vice City as a kid, and I'm really excited that we'll be heading back to it for this entry. It's cool to see the main characters having like a Bonnie and Clyde dynamic, and I think only having 2 playable characters will help with a more focused story. Who plays these games for the story, right? 2023 hit us with Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6, and now for 2024 we got Tekken 8 coming out. I always thought that Tekken was a very fun game to watch being played at a competitive level. I've had a lot of fun watching the finals at EVO with friends this year. Depending on if anyone in my friend group gets it, I might pick it up. But if Tifa gets announced at DLC, that's a day 1 buy. Hopefully 2024 turns out to be a better year for gaming in terms of the software, and more importantly on the business side of things. The workers and people in the industry who are responsible for providing us with all these wonderful experiences should be treated with the highest form of respect, and should be properly compensated for their efforts. Here's to 2024, and to whatever else these companies do throughout the year.